So I looked online to see if there were many or any comparisons of the Syma X5C and the Syma X8C, and there's a couple, but nobody really gives recommendations on which one would be a better starter quad or which one you should spend your money on. So that's what I'm going to do today. Try and keep this short. As you can see, I have two X5Cs. I have a blue one and a white one, and I have an X8C white one and an orange one. And I have the remote that comes with the X8C, and I have the remote that comes with the X5C. I also have batteries and the cameras. So first of all, I'm going to tell you that neither of these are great camera platforms. The X8C is a better camera platform. I don't actually know if the specs on this camera, which comes with the X8C, are any better than this camera, but I can tell you that this is more stable in the air just because it's bigger. It resists wind better. It can hold a decently steady shot, and I know you can even put like a Mobius on the bottom of one of these things. You could kind of build your own little mount to go on there. So if you want a camera platform, probably the X8C is the way to go. But it's not a great camera platform. Honestly, something with a gimbal is going to do you a lot better. A Solo or a Phantom 2 or a Phantom 3 or even a Taro gimbal on something else will get you a lot better shots. But for learning to fly, I can't say enough good things about these Syma copters. First of all, they're very responsive. They're pretty easy in low mode, and when you put them in high range, you can really do some cool stuff with them. Flips, certainly. They all have headless mode, so that means that you can fly them in such a way that you don't have to keep them oriented properly, meaning that anytime they're going away from you, you push the stick forward and it will continue to go away from you no matter which way it's facing. In normal mode, that's not the case. It's a little more difficult to control because sometimes you can't tell which direction it's facing. You have to be a better pilot to fly in normal mode, and I recommend learning that way, but headless is great for flying with kids and also just getting started. So let's do a quick comparison. First of all, let's look at the size. Let's take the blue one here and put it over the white one. You can see the white one is pretty significantly bigger. As a matter of fact, let me put them down here where it's a little more contrast. So there's the white one. It's about the same size as a Phantom 1, and there's the blue one, which is the X5C. So for size, the X8C is quite a bit bigger. I also assembled this guy, and I did a review of it in a separate video. Putting the props on this thing is actually pretty difficult. It's not very intuitive, whereas putting the props on this is really easy. It's just one screw that goes right in the middle, and it comes with a screw. They both come with extra props, but you can kind of see the difference in the size of these props. This prop, I think, is maybe a 10-inch, and this might be like a 5-inch. I mean, this one looks almost twice as big as that one. So there's definitely a lot more heft to this, even though it's still pretty lightweight. And this one here is very lightweight. I have taken this guy, this is kind of my beater, I've taken it apart. I took the door off the bottom, put Velcro on, and I have replaced the motor in it, which is pretty easy to do, which is nice that you can buy spare motors and replace them pretty easily. I've also found that you should order different colored props for the front because it makes it much easier to orient. So a couple of other things about them. If you want to fly indoors, I wouldn't recommend doing it with the X8C. It's just a pretty big bird. You really can't flip indoors. It's gonna probably run into something, and it's a lot heavier, and you could damage something. You could hurt somebody flying indoors with this guy. Whereas with this little guy, it's so lightweight, you really aren't gonna hurt anybody. You could damage your walls or your television, so be careful, but generally, just because of its size and its weight, I think it's a lot better option if you want to fly indoors. Next thing is the remote. So what's cool about these, if you get one of each, this remote will control both the X5C and the X8C, as will this remote. So if you prefer a bigger form factor, get the X8C, use the remote, and get a couple of X5Cs and fly with it. But if you can only get one, again, I'm kind of leaning toward the X5C. I think it's a much more versatile because you can fly it indoors, safer because it's smaller, especially if you're just starting out, and a little easier to assemble and definitely easy to repair. Finally going to just talk about the batteries. The batteries are right over here. The one on the right, the blue one, is for the X8C. The ones on the left are for the X5C. The X5C takes a 500 milliamp 3.7 volt, and the X8C takes a 2000 milliamp 7.4 volt. Biggest thing is the batteries for both are fairly cheap, but they're cheaper for the X5C because you can see they're smaller. You know, these are just really small, easy batteries, and you can get quite a few of these for, I don't know, 20 bucks or so. You could probably get 4 of them, I would think, and these probably about twice the price. By the way, the X8C runs just under 100 bucks online on Amazon. The X5C you can get for less than 50. So all in all, I'm a big fan of the Syma products. I like flying all of these guys, but if I had to pick one or the other, I would definitely go with the X5C because of price, because of versatility to fly inside, because it's easy to put the props on and off and repair, and because I just really like the way it handles, and it's very portable and easy to carry with you wherever you go and want to practice. That's it. Hope this was helpful in making your decision, and check out more of my videos. I did do a full review of the X5C as well as the X8C on the Ready Set Drone YouTube channel. So if you like what you see, subscribe and check out more of our reviews. Thanks a lot.